Hey, what's up? It's Mike of Kick the Grind, and welcome to a very special episode here on the channel. Normally what we do, and no exception today, is discover strange, unique, beautiful places that few people have heard of. And I thought after an epic 2017, I would share my top 5 or 6 picks of places, experiences, festivals I think you guys should get to ASAP in 2018 before the mainstream society traveler gets there and they become a little bit diluted. For those of you who watch the channel, you've seen some of these before, but you haven't seen a few of them. Some of these are places I've not yet created the full video for, so there'll be surprises here for you if you're a new subscriber, an old subscriber, or just stumbling across this for the first time. On that note, I hope you enjoy these amazing places that I recommend you visit in 2018. Let's do it! Number 1 is the Haro Wine fight in Rioja, Spain. It is called La Batalla de Vino because it's the world's biggest wine battle. The locals show up with all kinds of crazy contraptions and instruments and just douse each other in any way possible for about an hour early in the morning on this day in June. It was a hell of a party, and June, July, and August in Spain is a host of many crazy festivals, the second of which coming up next. Right around the same time, in Castrillo de Murcia in Burgos, Spain, there is something called the Baby Jumping Festival. The day starts out with a devil dressed in yellow and a whip, and he chases you around the town, whipping you as hard as he can. And later in the day, the devil goes into the church, which is the only place in the world the devil is allowed into the church. He's then chased out. Newborn babies are placed by their mothers on the street, and he jumps over the babies. The idea behind this is it's like a baptism. So as the devil jumps over, he cleanses the babies of sin. This festival might seem reckless and dangerous, but the idea behind it's very beautiful. The pagan beliefs that existed in this area before Christianity came, they got fused together, and now it's a festival full of joy. Everyone's smiling. The babies are treated like angels, and it's not as sketchy and as reckless as you might think it is. This particular festival, I would say you have to go as soon as possible because the streets in that city are tiny, 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 and with the parades and the jumping and the babies, the spectator space is very, very limited, and it was very hard for us to shoot this past year. Thirdly is another crazy festival. I love these crazy festivals, and this one happens in Mexico. Still Spanish speaking, but the other side of the world. It's called the Exploding Hammer Festival. And it happens at the end of February every year to honor John the Baptist. In this particular festival, grown men, and actually some young dudes, put explosives on sledgehammers and smash them into the middle of a rock field. They start off early in the morning, and as the day builds, the explosions also build. I think they could have picked a better spot than a field full of jagged rocks, and many times hammers did come spinning off into oblivion and you had to run. This is truly one of the most unique festivals in the world. It's slowly being discovered by the media, and I would get there, if you're in Mexico, ASAP. Next is a place called Toraja, and it's an area on the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. Sulawesi is shaped like a llama, an island shaped like a llama in the middle of the archipelago. And if you haven't heard of it before, I don't blame you because generally tourists don't go there. The people who live in this area have some of the strangest beliefs and rituals around death and funerals in the entire world. This might be a little bit gruesome for some people, but for me, this is one of the most powerful travel experiences of my entire life. To sum up a very long series of videos I'll be posting shortly, they believe that when you die, you don't actually die. You become sick, and they keep the bodies in the houses for up to 5 years, and they save money for a funeral. Then, the bodies go into the side of cliffs. After that happens, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, they take the bodies back out, open the coffins, redress the bodies, and get to meet their ancestors again. It was intense, to say the least. And you think all of this death would make people sad and upset, but the smiles on people's faces were incredible. And they believe what we do in my country, Canada, is bad and grotesque. They think putting someone in the ground a couple days after they die is too rushed. How are you gonna get the answers and spend time with someone who's passed away if you do it so quickly? Their way is much more gradual. You can spend time with your loved ones before they're gone forever. To each his own, but I'd recommend checking out Rioja before too many people come and dilute the experience. Next is a place called El Nido de Quetzalcoatl. And I've got to say, Mexico, you have stolen my heart, because this place, this country, has the highest density of amazing stuff I've seen anywhere in the world. And this particular Airbnb is definitely in that category. So Quetzalcoatl's Nest is a place that's built a bit far out of Mexico City in Mexico State. Here, a guy named Javier Senocian built a giant snake that sculpts around the landscape and its apartments. Hey! He is an organic architect, and what that means is he builds buildings that conform to the natural surroundings and have very little impact on nature. They stay in, and besides this particular building being amazing, the entire grounds is a park that he's slowly building. There are some places in this park that are absolutely breathtaking. It's not officially open to the public yet. You can get special tours, but the easiest way is by booking the Airbnb, which you can stay in and then you can tour the grounds on your own time. El Nido de Quetzalcoatl is one of the coolest things I have ever seen, and you should check it out. And you should stay there if you're ever in Mexico. Lastly is a bonus number 6. I went down to Colombia earlier this year with my friend Caspar to find natural Amazonian medicine with a shaman. We were down competing in an Amazon Adventure Challenge with Large Minority, which is a group who organizes these crazy, crazy races in various corners of the world. After we finished, we wanted to find something authentic, something life-changing, some meaningful travel experience, and so we sought out a shaman in the Amazon rainforest. These days, traditional medicine is becoming quite mainstream. You hear of ayahuasca much more often, and maybe even Cambo sometimes. And I would say in the next 5 years, the whole experience is going to be quite diluted. But if you are into leading a spiritual life, into diving deep inside yourself and finding parts of you that you might not know existed, these experiences are priceless, and they helped me find out who I was and helped me understand the world quite a bit better. In this particular adventure, we found a shaman in the Brazilian rainforest just off the border of Colombia, and we tried several things. One called mambe, which is chewing on a green powder from a coca leaf. The second being rapé, which is a combination of powders and ground vines and plants from the jungle that are then burnt into ashes and then blown into your nose with the wing of a bird.
Here you go, buddy. Oh, it's like fire. It's like acid. Explodes in your brain, man. It is intense.
Next was trying Cambo, which is having 2 holes burnt in the side of your arm, the scars picked off, and then putting frog poison into each hole. So I should feel this almost immediately. By starting, I can see a bit of black on the fringes.
This is crazy.
Lastly was sipping on some mild ayahuasca, which is supposed to be hallucinogen, and singing songs with a shaman late into the night. Amazonian traditional medicine you can find a lot of places, but if you want the genuine experience, I would say head down to that part of the world as soon as possible before it becomes too diluted and there's too many snake oil salesmen trying to sell you an experience that isn't authentic. If you enjoy diving deep inside yourself and learning more about the world, which I'm sure you do because you're on this channel, checking out ayahuasca or Kambo or any of these experiences will be very life-changing for you. And that, my friends, is the list of top 5 or 6 places, things, experiences, festivals I think you should jump into as fast as you can in 2018 because they're slowly fading fast and being absorbed by the mainstream. This year, 2017, was the very first year I've put almost all of my time into creating content for Kick the Grind, and it turned out so well, and I am so happy to share these places with you guys. Let me know in the comments below which one of these places or experiences or festivals you want to see in 2018. And also, if you want more details about any of them, I've probably made a video about it already, or it's coming soon. And the links to learn more information are below in the descriptions. Experiences over possessions. Kick the grind. And I'll catch you guys in the new year. Peace. Why are my hands blue? Why were my hands blue was the #1 question after I started posting the Amazon series, and I promise you the video is coming up next. I am just finishing the video you are watching right now. Tonight is New Year's Eve. I've got to stop editing and go party, but the next video up in the next days is going to be explaining blue hands. See ya.